Hey, it's Allie Edwards, and welcome to December Daily, days 19 and 20. I'm combining a couple days here together as I continue to recover from being sick. And I had a burst of inspiration last night, so I went ahead and did days 19 and 20. And I didn't film the whole thing because the light in here is just it's not even worth it. But I want to walk you through what I did end up doing, and we'll talk a little bit about each one of the different pieces, and I'll kind of give you some tips if you're wanting to do something similar. Now, I had looked at my album and I thought about what did I want to do for 19 and 20? Obviously, you can't see how it was originally. But I decided, because I've just really been here at home and been attempting to recover, I am feeling a little bit better, but my ear's still plugged up. So I'm just trying to make sure that I get fully better. So I decided to combine it together. And there's a few things that I did here, and it ended up being a couple pages. One is the last day that I shared with you, which would have been day 18, included the sheet of vellum, which was the writing from Sister Joan. So then I had the transparent page next. This is the one that has like the little snowflakes and the branches. It is unlikely that we are actually going to get snow this year. Some years we do and some we don't. But what I ended up doing was I took one of the wood star, which I've talked about previously. That was the thing that I've included in here. And you can see these little bits of red. That is red embroidery floss. So I did go ahead and I glued it first using a Martha Stewart glue pen. And if you look really close, you can see the glue on there. But then I went ahead and I used one of these paper piercing tools to do the holes first. So I held it like this, I punched the holes, and then I put my needle through. I've found before that it's hard to press the needle all the way through a plastic piece like this, but if you use the piercer first and go down, I went on both sides of the star, then I took my needle and embroidery floss and went up from the bottom, and then I just tied little knots in the back there. And I really like how that turned out. It's just something added on to this transparency, and it's those little pops of red that I really like, and it looks nice here laying on top of the rest of the content to come too. So one of the things, as I was thinking about what my story would be for day 19 and 20, which is about, still being at home and kind of some of the things that were going on, I was really thinking about the word cozy. And so my first idea was to take one of these tags, and I'll show you what I ended up doing. My first idea was, this is one of those 8x4 manila tags. And I laid the large red chipboard letters, which ended up, these are them, but I ended up embossing them with white. But this was my first idea, and I wanted to show you just so you could see. And I went ahead and I used red spray ink. This is Heidi Swapp. Let me grab it here. Heidi Swapp Sweet Cherry Color Shine, and just sprayed it. I mean, I didn't adhere these letters down, I just laid them on there. I just sprayed over the top of it. And I liked that, but it also was it ended up feeling too bright. So then I went in my stash of stuff, and I had this tag that was from Studio Calico Kit, I think last month, so it's about the same size. And I decided to take those same red chipboard letters and do the white embossing powder on top of those. So it's white. You can see a little bit of the red here and there. And then I adhered those down with red line tape and punched holes in the side that match the rings in the binder. And then you've got the red ribbon again that I've been using, which is the one from Paper Source. But on the back, I wanted to have something also. So I did the same thing with this, but I did it with gold. So it's really light. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's with the Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. And then I wrote some sentiments on top of it. And the way that this went as I was creating it was, I took a picture yesterday just of my downstairs living room, and I knew that I was going to write about day 19 and 20, and it's basically, I used the same journal card that I've used previously in this album that I just set up in Photoshop, just a little 3x4 for myself. This is stamped and embossed on there. And now that I'm looking at it, of course it's crooked. But just, this is like, what we did. And Anna had a sleepover with one of her friends, and Aaron came over, and he and Simon and I watched Grumpy Old Men. And then we tried to play Super Mario's all together the next day, me and Anna and Simon. Just, some basic things of what was happening. And then last night when I went to bed, I started having a familiar feeling for me, which is something, fairly personal in terms of wishing for something else. That idea of wishing for, a different setup in my life in one way or another. And I kind of felt that way for a little bit. So I wanted to write a note to myself on the back of the tag, and that's what I did this morning. And this is what I wrote to myself. I will be so very thankful for what I have right now. I will create moments of magic in these last few days before Christmas. I will choose joy over wishing away these moments for some version of a life not right here. I can do this. So for me, this is, I don't have to say I'm so sad or I'm so mad or I'm so whatever about, whatever I was feeling, but I can write about it in a way of what my intention is for the rest of the few days. That I don't want to be thinking about that. I don't want to be sad about that, about what's not right here, because I woke up and I looked around and I have a bazillion things to be thankful for, and I have 2 awesome kids, and why am I not, creating moments of magic and working towards that and focusing on that rather than focusing on what I don't have. So that really became the message, I think, for me. That was a last night sort of the thing, which would have been on the 20th. So it all kind of works together, these couple of pages. I just glued this on, use adhesive, rolling adhesive on there, and then punch the holes. Obviously you could see that. And then all I did was take the 20 that I had already had set up for a different day, and put it right on top of the photo there. So this side, fairly simple, which I think matches or, goes fine with the, the writing that's over here and kind of the craftiness that went into making that. So then it'll be, day 21 will be next, so I'll be rearranging a few more pages again. But I feel good about what, this story and kind of the combination of things of this is just what's real around here right now as we go into this week of Christmas. So hopefully that is enough information for what you may be looking for. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them. I'm happy to answer them in the comments below.